Teachers at my son's school started a group reading program, and my son was the only child in his entire class who was not given a reading level badge or an explanation for why he had been left out. My son carries the world in his backpack like it weighs nothing. That's the kind of kid he is. Cheerful in a way that feels almost unfair given everything he's already been through by age 7. His name is Oliver. He has my father's eyes and his late mother's laugh, and he reads to our dog Winston every single night before bed because he decided Winston needed to learn things too. When his school announced the new reading program in September, Oliver came home vibrating with excitement. Every child would be assessed, given a colored badge representing their reading level, and participate in weekly group reading challenges. The badges were a big deal. Kids wore them on their backpacks. Oliver had already decided he wanted the blue one because blue was Winston's collar color. 3 weeks into the program, I noticed his backpack had no badge. I asked him about it casually, the way you learn to ask 7-year-olds things. Sideways, like you're barely interested. He shrugged and said the teacher hadn't given him one yet. I let it go for 4 more days. Then I watched him walk into school one morning and counted, in the 30 seconds before the door closed, at least 9 badges on 9 backpacks. Blue ones, green ones. A gold one on a little girl who walked like she knew exactly what that gold one meant. Oliver's backpack was plain. I emailed his teacher, Ms. Fortunato, that evening. Polite, genuinely curious. Just asking if there was something I needed to know. Any assessment Oliver still needed to complete. Anything I could help with at home. She responded 2 days later. The email said Oliver was still being evaluated and that she would be in touch soon. That was it. I sat with that email for one night, then I requested a meeting. The meeting was a Thursday. I brought nothing except questions and a very specific kind of patience I have developed as a single father who has learned that anger, however justified, closes doors that Oliver needs open. Ms. Fortunato was there. So was the reading program coordinator, a woman named Ms. Albright, who had the energy of someone who had prepared 3 different versions of an explanation and wasn't sure which one to use. What came out, slowly and with significant prompting, was this. Oliver had been flagged during assessment as potentially reading below grade level in one category, reading speed. His comprehension, his vocabulary, his ability to discuss what he'd read, all of it was strong, but he read slowly, deliberately. He paused on sentences. They hadn't wanted to give him a badge that might discourage him. They had not told me this. They had not told him anything. They had simply left him out and hoped, I suppose, that a 7-year-old wouldn't notice he was the only child in his class without something every other child had. I asked Ms. Albright one question. What do you think my son has been thinking every morning watching his classmates wear those badges? She didn't answer. I told them about Winston, about Oliver reading to our dog every night, whole chapters, in that slow and careful way he has, like every word deserves to be where it is. I told them his mother was a reader. I told them books were not something Oliver struggled with. They were something he cherished. And someone had quietly decided without a single conversation with his father that he didn't deserve a badge. Oliver had a badge on his backpack by the following Monday. Green. He picked green himself when Ms. Fortunato sat with him privately and walked through his results honestly, the way it should have happened from the beginning. He came home and showed it to Winston first. That night I listened at his door. He was reading slower than most kids his age, yes. He was reading with a kind of attention most adults have lost. Pausing, going back, saying certain sentences twice because he liked the way they sounded. Winston was asleep within minutes. Oliver kept reading anyway. Some kids read fast to finish. My son reads slow to feel it, and I will fight every room I have to walk into to make sure nobody ever makes him feel like that's something less than extraordinary.